if you want to improve your life in a specific way, go with people who are doing that in a specifically, right? I don't
Doing
know
it
how the
already.
exact scenarios, but if you want to improve your health, you want to be surrounded with people who are
Healthy.
healthy. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Mindset and Wealth. Your host, Jose Cereceres, and always with me, my beautiful wife, Denise.
Hi, guys. Welcome back. We're so excited to have you guys here. Today, we're going to have Jose on the hot seat. So, stay till the end so you can catch all the juicy details.
So I'm not sure if the hot seat necessarily, but what we're going to talk about the fact that now I'm with PAK Home Realty, right? So I moved brokerages. It's been over a year and a half ago now. And I know last episode we were discussing how you went from the retail role and now you're on the broker space, right? And I made a very similar decision to transit into this new company and the reasons behind it, right? And a lot of people have been asking me, so why did you decide to join? I had a lot of realtors that I used to be with at my previous brokerage. They called me right away like, hey, what would you make the decision? You were doing so well. Where were you at? I'm sorry. So why jump into PAC? And to be honest with you, well, it took me a little bit of time at the beginning, honestly. When they presented the idea to me, I was kind of like, okay, let me think about this. There were a lot of scenarios that I wasn't too sure about. But the more and the more that I dive into it, the more I start talking to all the people that were part of the coaching program, right? So it started to make more sense to me. And then, by the time it was time for me to sign up, I was okay. We're ready to go. This is gonna be the best decision ever. And sure enough, um, and right away as soon as I make the switch, like I said, a lot of agents were reaching out to me and they said like, "Hey, what do you join? What's going on?" And honestly, at the beginning, I wanted to give a little bit of a pause to say, well, I never liked when I used to work at AutoZone in the past. We have like 3 or 4 competitors. You got Checkers, AutoZone, Napa, and whatever, and then someone jumps to the next to the competitor, and the first day they're calling everybody, "Oh, this is the best thing since I don't know what." It's like, dude, you've been there only for one day. Slow down.
You can't really tell in
You
one
can't really
day.
tell yet. I get it. You probably were not happy where you are at now, but you can't say that this is the best thing yet.
Yeah.
And then, sure enough, a lot of the times I see people coming back,
Yeah.
right? And so, like, hey, I thought you said that was the best thing ever. I didn't want to be one of those,
So you took your time.
that decided to transfer into PAC and then start right away. I started talking to some of the guys who called me because I had a lot of people who were calling me and like, hey, why would you make the decision? You were doing great. You've been there for 5 years. What make the decision for you? So I spoke to some people, um, but I wanted to obviously before I start like really attracting or really try to bring someone or try to convince anybody to come to this company for me to say, you know what, this is the right decision.
Yeah.
I felt that it was the right decision. I knew it was going to be the right decision, but you wanted to be in the trenches first
Before you even said
so you
anything.
can say that, right? So now that I've been there for over a year, I really can say that's probably the best decision that I could have made in a lot of different aspects, from the community, from the trainings that we have, from the people itself that we have now. I've been able to learn so much from
Yeah.
some of the leaders that we have in this company, and it's been fantastic, right? And I think most important is been the community, how this company focuses a lot, not just on building your real estate career, which is a
Yeah.
huge part of it, but also having the building your health. Talking about what things you can do to better yourself, to better your family, to improve as a person, to improve as a human being, right?
Yeah.
Something that typically in other companies you don't see that. Another aspect that I quite like a lot is that in the other place you or talk to your coworkers, so to speak, and then like, hey, so how do you do your business? And nobody wanted to really share
It's
anything. I
competition.
get it. They see it as a competition, even though it's not really. We're
Yeah.
not really competition. But then here, everybody's willing to share.
It's
How
collaboration.
they do their business, because it's more collaborative, right? It's
Yeah.
more into, okay, there's plenty of clients for all of us. And the better yourself, the better we're going to be as a company, the better we are a community. So we're recognized as such. And that's a big thing for us, to be recognized as a good community,
Yeah.
someone that is serving the people where we work at, and not just that everybody by themselves.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. And I got to tell you, I was always a big advocate for PAC just because I knew that I had learned that they had the other training behind it, right? It's not just training you on how to do sales, but they do the things that we like to do now, which is the meditation, the gratitude journal, the, health and spirituality as well. So I personally saw a big change in you from the get-go. Remember when last year, a lot of people don't know, but last year we had a tough beginning of the year. There was a lot going on. And I remember that when you took your trip to Colorado, it was one of the conferences. What? It was like a
It's
sales.
been over a year and a half ago, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, over a year.
Almost 2 years now.
Yeah.
But yes.
But so I remember when you came back, we were having there's a lot of changes coming. So we were having a little bit of difficulty in our marriage, and you came back so different. You went and took a really, really intense meditation on the Red Rocks. And when you came back, I started seeing that shift. And as you came back, you're like, okay, let's go do the gym. Let's go do the meditation. Let's go do the gratitude journal. So I immediately started seeing a lot of changes in you now that you're part of the PAC community.
Good. Yeah, I think that was a big part, and that's something that I was missing previously, the community, and more than just the community, a group of people who care for one another, right?
Yeah.
That, wants to see you succeed in your career, but also succeed in your life, in your personal, and within your family, and to be a better person overall. So that was great. I think I went to that, we went to Colorado, and then it was only like the four of us, right, that we went to. And everybody used to tell me, yeah, the Red Rocks is beautiful, this, that, and the other. I was like, oh, whatever. We'll never thought nothing of it. And everybody was saying the same thing, right? That's a very powerful place. And for me, it was like, it's just Red Rocks, So finally we went, and then we did the meditation there, and it felt differently because I'd done meditation in the past, but then to be frank with you, has never been the same. I'd done all the ones that are very powerful, right?
Yeah.
But the one there, the Red Rocks, has been just beautiful. And that was a big change for me in regards to that. And everybody was part of that, right? All of us that we were part of that circle at that moment was like a profound situation for all of us. And it was just beautiful. And I think it brought us together as a group as well, right? So yeah, I think that had a big impact on me. I came back over here, and I was more sure that this is going to be the right move. And then I continued to meet more people from PAC that is really make a huge impact in my life.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask you the questions, okay?
Oh, sure.
All right. So why PAC?
Why PAC? So, well, I guess going back to the same thing, right? First of all, is the community. Second of all, the opportunity to work with people who are performing at higher levels than me and be able to learn from them, because like in any other company that I'm been with in the past, or well, only been with one, but anybody that I ever met and I asked them that were performing well, then I asked them, hey, so how do you do your business? And they were, this very generic answers, right? But then, I get to meet with Bonilla, I get to meet with Gustavo, with Anthony, and they're like, yeah, this, and this. They're like, oh, slow down. At one point, I was like, hey, hold on, let me try to get a little bit, because you can't just get all the information at once. But it was the fact that they were so willing to share the information with you. And not only that, they were invested in you as well, to say, okay, look, this is what you can do. This is how you're going to grow. And then they check upon you and see to make sure that you continue to grow and working for it, So that's part of one of the biggest things, the fact that the company itself is very open to teach people, is very open to share the knowledge with everybody else, so we can all grow as a community. Number one. Number two, obviously, is the fact that we are a community that we're more united. We all like to go to like this reunion, so to speak, like the PAC meetups, and then all together with us, we go exercise in the morning. So it's not just about talking about business and rah. It's also about like, hey, let's be more healthy. Let's talk about what things we can do to improve our lifestyle, what things we can do to be better as a person, as a family, as a man, as a dad, as a husband, right? So that's a big, huge part of it. That community part where it makes you be better as well.
So it's the community. And I've seen that. I've seen that in you. Because I'll be honest with you guys. I feel like Jose would thrive in whatever setting. He just has it in him. He's really good at what he does. But I've seen that at PAC. I've seen the other side, not just the production side. I've seen the growth as well combined. So it's been beautiful to watch. So what would you say is different? Like, why is PAC different from other brokerages? I know you kind of explained it a little bit, but like if you had to, maybe in a couple sentences, like why are they different?
So to start with is that, you go to an office and then you just by yourself and you might say hi and bye to a couple of the people and then you get inside of your thing. So you're doing your own thing completely separate. Where in here with us, we are like, we have constantly communication between us. If someone needs some help, they're asking questions. Hey, what can I do this? How can I do that? Right? We come together on the classes, and after the classes, we all collaborating, we all talking. So it becomes a community, and then we all go to sometimes to have a lunch or something together, which is completely different. And no one is trying to look at you as competition. I think that's one of my biggest things that most likely most people in other brokerages, they look at you like, oh, you're my competition, so I stay away with you. You do have some friends and you do create some friendships, but those friendships are like in some cases very not so much, right? Where here, everybody's very open. Everybody's very, very amicable, very willing to help each other out in every single situation. We have a group chat and we're constantly sending information and talking and helping each other and making fun and things like that as well. Someone calling us at 4 o'clock in the morning, waking us up at 4 o'clock in the morning. But so it's different. It's definitely a community more than anything else. Where previously where I was at, I loved the people where I was working with. The manager was great, but there was only like a handful of people, and that was the end of it. Everybody else was doing their own thing.
Everyone was on their own, unless you were part of a team. But here, it's like a big team all combined, right?
Correct. Well, that's probably the other thing, right? Is it feels like a team without being necessarily a team.
In a team. That's awesome. And as far as your personal life, how would you say PAC has improved or affected or added in regards to your like personal life with your family?
Well, I think the biggest thing is that, being surrounded with some of these individuals that we have has made me like see different things, act a little differently in regards to that, because they have, I guess the best way I can put it is they vibrate in a little differently. So what happens is you actually start vibrating yourself a little differently in a different tune. Right? I think that's probably the biggest difference between the other ones, right? So you start and I think this is a great example, right? If you want to improve your life in a specific way, go with people who are doing that in a specifically, right? I don't know the exact scenarios, but if you want to improve your health, you want to be surrounded with people who are healthy.
Yeah.
So this is kind of like the same situation. Everybody's vibrating in a different space, so it's going to help you elevate yourself as well.
Yeah. And I have witnessed that, and I think the kids have witnessed that too. Because I think they're very much into like the healthy masculine. You guys are leading by example, but not just by closing deals, just being good masculine fathers, husbands, just good people. And I'm not saying it's just the men, the women I've recently seen how much the women have grown as well inside of PAC. Before it was the majority was males, and now I'm seeing a lot of females, which I absolutely love that too. So yeah, I have seen that. I had definitely seen that on you.
I'm glad you actually noticed. Thank you.
Yeah. So another question for you. Let's say there's somebody out there right now, right? That maybe production is not where it's supposed to be, and they're contemplating moving to another brokerage. I know that one of the things that a lot of people worry about is like the compensation and the splits and all that. What would be your recommendations for people that are looking to see if maybe PAC is a good setup for them?
I think make a phone call. Just give me a call. I can definitely discuss it with you, the differences between where I was at and what is today, to show you my story, And frankly, PAC is not going to be for everybody.
Everyone.
for
Yeah.
sure. But I think it's gonna be definitely a big difference for a lot of people. But just like me, probably in the past, I was not necessarily scared, but I was scared of the change, right? Because we don't want change. A lot of times we don't like to
It's
change.
uncomfortable.
So because you're comfortable, that's right. So that's one thing. But if someone is looking to improve their performance, I can definitely told you how. I mean, I can definitely discuss with them as to how and what and how they can see a big difference. I think our model is so great into having people perform better. So
Yeah.
I can guarantee you the most likely at least one or two transactions extra a year you're going to be able to do, which it would take care of the compensation altogether
Yeah.
to start with. If you're looking for more community, you're looking for a place to be better, to feel good around. So that's also something that you're going to feel with us, the community. I spoken with another realtor recently where she was like, yeah, I go to my office and it's all negative and, I don't even feel to be there and everybody's just like, not in tune. And I sometimes just want to get out of it. But I have to go sometimes to the office and the atmosphere is so heavy, right? So if someone is looking for a better community, something that it can feel more light there, is something that it can feel better and it can help, and if not everybody's for themselves and we definitely try to help each other out. This is definitely community for that, right?
The other thing I really do like as well is I've seen you guys, collaborate with people from other states. And I think getting fresh new ideas is so important right now, right? Because what worked last year is not working now. We have a market that's constantly changing. So I love the fact that you're able to collaborate with people that are in California. What is working in California? What's working in Texas? What's going on in Arkansas? I love that because I see that most brokerages that are here locally, they only know the Arizona market. But there might be some strategies behind, Colorado that could be implemented here in Arizona, and it's a game changer. So I really do like that too.
No, and absolutely. I think that's a major situation where, yeah, we have different structures in regards to, like, for instance, the contract and things like that. But the ideas
Yeah.
on how to build your business, is universal, right? And I get to learn from Noé from Chicago. I get to learn from
Yeah.
Bonilla from Colorado, or Texas with Gustavo, and so on and so forth. So now I take pieces from all of them and build my business and make it grow even more, right? And they're always so willing to do so. We expanded. We're in Florida, so that I'm excited to learn from someone from
Yes.
Florida. I can guarantee you they do the things differently.
Yes.
And then we're gonna go visit Florida as well, so that's gonna be
So that's
phenomenal.
nice. Yeah.
So, and then as we continue to open different states, we continue to learn from new leaders out there. They're going to be part of the company that have the same mentality as us, which is great. Community, communication, collaboration, and they're willing to share their ideas and things like that.
So coming from the setup that you came from, right? Where it was all sales, hurrah, like let's go get more deals, let's close more loans, let's be top 1%, to coming to a company that emphasizes so heavily on spiritual mind and soul. Why would you say that that's so important to have in the brokerage that you are in now?
Look, we do have the trainings, and they're great trainings, right? And a lot of the brokerages, we talk about scripts practicing. We have the script practice in here, which I think is fantastic, is how to start developing your communication skills with clients. So I think that's a huge things that we have that a lot of brokerages don't offer, to where you're constantly developing your skills, your communication skills, and you get to train with people from Colorado, from California, with a lot of different places. So you get to learn from other people as well. So that's huge. And then we get the weekly coaching from different leaders from different states, which is phenomenal, right? So all that is great. You always get to implement a lot of good things. But on top of that, we also have a book of the month, which I love it. So every month, as a company, we have a book that we read, and then everybody's sharing what their thoughts are based on what they've been reading, their ideas and things like that, and what they got from the book. So it's kind of cool because you get to read that. It's like, oh, okay, I didn't thought it that way, right? As I'm reading the same book as Miguel, however, Miguel, looked at this that I didn't, and I was like, oh, you know what, that makes sense. So now we are improving, and these books are not just real estate related. They're life related. They're mindset related, how to be as a better person, how to grow as a human being, right? And real estate as well. So you get to be a better person altogether by doing that. And we all doing it collaborative with everybody else. So that's another
Yeah.
big thing. We have on Mondays, we have a mindset call, and we're talking about that's how to start a week in a better, in a good mindset with, being grateful for what you have and start your week and very strongly, right? So we
Yeah.
have that too as well. So it's not just about, like you said, it's not just about rah, rah, rah. It's also about how to be better people, how to be better
Yeah.
person as well, and to grow as a community. Now, to top it off as well, you get the opportunity to it's not an accountability situation, but we always encourage everybody to go to the gym, to be more healthy, and everybody's sharing their pictures. And as everybody else sharing the pictures, they just went to the gym. It kind of encourages you to do the same
do the
thing,
same
right?
thing.
To go to the gym, to hey, to be proactive. And it's not something pushy necessarily, like, hey, how come you didn't went today? None of that. But at the same time, it does motivate you to go and to take those steps to be better.
Yeah. And I feel, and this is just my perception, okay? I feel that personal development in that brokerage is key. Like, I feel like they emphasize big on that, right? Because yes, you guys do all the coaching on the scripts, all the preparation, but I think you also focus so heavily on the personal growth, the personal development, that I feel like you naturally are, like you said earlier, you're vibrating at a different level. So you start attracting those clients that are going to be in a different level. You start attracting those transactions that are probably easier to close. Why? Because you're in a different mindset. Would you agree with that?
No, totally. Like every time we go to like a meetup or a reunion in a different state or anything like that, all the meetings we always start with a break work, which is I don't think anybody does that, right? Besides us, probably. So you start with the right mindset from the beginning to focus yourself, the meditation right away, and then go into the meeting,
Yeah.
which is huge, right? The breath work has been fantastic for me, and it's something a game changer for sure for a lot of people. And you gotta ease into it because obviously it might be something new for a lot of folks. But as a company, we always emphasizing on that. We start with health first. We start with the benefit to us first and foremost, rather than just rah rah rah.
Yeah.
We start with hey, how can we work on ourselves first and foremost on every place we go.
Yeah.
Usually we go hiking on those events. We get together in the afternoon to mingle and to talk and to share ideas. So it's not just the event itself where that is great and phenomenal, but we also have these little things that we do before and after,
Yeah.
as a community to be integrated even more, right? And it's also really, very focused onto your own health. And we encourage everybody to be part of that.
So one last question for you. What does PAC stand for?
A lot of people ask me that question all the time. So it's professional, accountable, and knowledgeable.
Very good.
And we really emphasize on those three things, right? And it was beautiful when Anthony came out with the name and the idea. It was, yes, we are professional people, we are accountable people, and we are very knowledgeable people. So I think is the name itself is phenomenal. And like I said, a lot of people ask me, hey,
Why
PAC?
PAC?
What is PAC? What is that?
Yeah.
And I love to share that because it's great.
Yeah, it definitely stands. Well, there you guys have it. If you guys are interested to learn more about PAC, definitely, reach out to Jose. I think, honestly, as far as his spouse goes, right, I have seen Jose's transformation, and it's a beautiful journey to watch. So
yeah, I mean, it's worth a try. We get to talk for a little bit. We share what we have too and what we have in our company. I think it's going to be a fit for a lot of people. But if it's not a fit, that's okay. We're still friends.
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
All right. So that's a wrap, guys.
Well, thank you again for joining us today. Thank you for staying until the very end. I appreciate you guys listening to my side of the story this time about PAC and why I'm so excited about PAC. But please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and we will see you the next time.
This was Mindset and Wealth, where we help one another build an empire.